Hey guys, in this video, we will learn about the neutralization reaction, which is what happens when acid reacts with base. Also, we will learn what happens when acid and base react with metal oxide and non-metal oxide. Acid-base, neutralization, reaction. The reaction of an acid with a base to give salt and water is known as a neutralization reaction. Let's see in detail.
Reaction between an acid and a base to show the process of neutralization. Materials required: dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute sodium hydroxide solution, phenolphthalein, test tubes, dropper, test tube stand. Experimental procedure: take about 5 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid in a test tube. Add 1 to 2 drops of phenolphthalein indicator to the solution and note down if any change in color. What do we observe? We observe that color of the hydrochloric acid solution does not change on addition of phenolphthalein indicator. Phenolphthalein is a weak acid that, despite its pink ion, is colorless in solution. When hydrogen ions H+, as in an acid, are introduced to the pink solution, the equilibrium shifts and the solution becomes colorless. Now take about 10 ml of dilute sodium hydroxide solution in another test tube. Take out sodium hydroxide solution with the help of a dropper and start adding the solution drop-wise into the test tube containing hydrochloric acid till a change in color is observed. What do we observe? On adding nearly 5 ml sodium hydroxide solution to the mixture of hydrochloric acid and phenolphthalein solution, the color of the mixture changes to pink. If hydrogen ions H+, as found in an acid, were added to the pink solution, the equilibrium would switch and the solution would be colorless. Adding hydroxide ions OH- as found in bases will change the phenolphthalein into its ion and turn the solution pink. With the help of another dropper, take out hydrochloric acid and start adding it drop-wise into the colored solution obtained above. What do we observe? On addition of hydrochloric acid solution to the pink solution, the color starts fading gradually and finally the solution becomes colorless. When hydrogen ions H+, as in an acid, are introduced to the pink solution, the equilibrium shifts and the solution becomes colorless. Precautions: be careful while handling the acid.
Reaction of acids with metal oxides. Metal oxide, when reacting with acid, gives salt and water. In general, all metal oxides are basic in nature. This reaction is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid. Non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, so reactions won't take place between acid and non-metal oxide. Reaction of bases with non-metal oxides. Non-metal oxide, when reacting with a base, gives salt and water. In general, all non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. This reaction is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid. Metal oxides are basic in nature, so reactions won't take place between base and metal oxide.
The first thing we should know about metallic oxides is that they are basic in nature. So can you guess how an acid will react with a metallic oxide? We've seen that acids and bases neutralize each other and salt and water are formed. To understand how the reaction occurs, we take a small amount of copper oxide in a beaker and add dilute hydrochloric acid slowly. We continue to stir the mixture. After some time, you will notice that the color of the mixture becomes bluish-green and the copper oxide dissolves. Why does the solution turn bluish-green? It's because of the formation of copper chloride. This is a neutralization reaction in which the solid copper oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce a soluble salt copper chloride and water. The general form of the reaction can be written like this. How do bases react with non-metallic oxides? Now, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So the reaction of a base with a non-metallic oxide will also result in salt and water being produced. Carbon dioxide is an example of a non-metallic oxide. In fact, we have already seen this reaction in one of our previous lessons. Do you remember passing carbon dioxide through lime water or calcium hydroxide? This is the reaction we had got. Calcium hydroxide gives calcium carbonate and water when it reacts with carbon dioxide. And calcium carbonate is nothing but salt. So how can we generalize the two reactions we learnt? First, acids react with metal oxides to give salt and water. That's because metallic oxides are basic in nature. And second, bases react with non-metallic oxides to give salt and water. Because non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.